What's up, y'all? So this is week 46 in the second week of the CrossFit off-season programming that I'm hitting. Please take note of my wife's dead plants hanging here behind me, and I've got a chair up. I've got to run the robot vacuum. That's what this looks weird. So just wanted to kind of, before I jump into the video, which is not a ton of footage, because some of this stuff just isn't as exciting to video and or it's all over the place with it being WOD-based stuff. But still, we'll talk you through kind of some of the stuff I did and some of the stuff I don't video just because it's at the firehouse and there's other guys around. It just is crowded. But Sunday the 17th of November, hit my back squats up to, it was like 455-ish, 452-ish, whatever the number, 451, I think, and it moved fine. Then hit a overhead squat EMOM. And that was horrible. 8 sets of 5 with 135. Way worse than I expected. I thought it was just going to be like, let's work through some mobility, stuff like that. Maybe should have taken the weight down a little bit and did some core work. Ended up getting calls and ended up not doing like the WOD stuff that day. I ended up doubling up some WOD stuff later in the week. We have footage from Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I had some front squats, 4 sets of 6 at 120 kilos, nothing crazy. And then the interesting part that I started liking as I did this more was some of the running. I ran 2 800 meters, which is a half mile, 2 400 meters, which is a quarter mile, and 2 200s. And those weren't terrible. And it felt good to kind of do it after squatting, honestly, like it kind of shook the legs out. We have a little bit of footage from Thursday, so we can talk about that. Actually, I have a lot from there. And then the Friday and Saturday, Friday I took kind of like an upper body accessory, just BS day, kind of as my off day. Ended up doing something just to jump in with the guys. And then Saturday, I did 10 rounds. It was a 200-meter run, 5 devil presses, which screw those, and 20 air squats. That was the main workout. And so this programming has had one long WOD at the each one day of the week, which I kind of like, and I'm going to try to manipulate that into the future as kind of some stuff to keep doing from a longer term perspective. Basically, I think it helps really well with my job as a fireman. So let's get into some of the footage. I want to talk about some of the stuff that I'm focusing on and what are things I think I can get out of this programming for the next few weeks. And yeah, let's jump into the footage. So, and I don't know if this is exactly what the program called for, but here are power clean plus full clean at 120 kilos, 264, 265 pounds, whatever it is. And cleans have actually been feeling really, really good lately. I mean, across the board, kind of everything kind of quote unquote coming back. I hadn't done a ton of full variations, so the full squat clean it still feels slow coming out of the bottom, but then you watch the video and it's not terrible. But in terms of technique, power, performance, everything's feeling good. I actually do love this kind of complex of a power plus a full, because it slows you down and you can typically work this one a little bit heavier. After this, we did some RDLs, and then I had a EMOM that was a row, a power clean, and a box jump. I didn't video any of that, which I'm not the biggest fan of power movements in WOD stuff. I'm kind of doing it just to get a little bit more experience doing it. Hasn't changed my opinion on it yet. But one of the things kind of to talk about of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I mentioned this maybe in the previous video, is my job when we show up on a fire scene is to work very high effort, very high intensity for a relatively short amount of time, but also it's kind of long. It could be 20 minutes-ish before you get your first quote-unquote break, and that being how long you last on your air cylinder in our air packs. Everybody's a little bit different, and it depends on the intensity work you're doing and what specific your job is, but that's very important to have that cardiovascular endurance, as well as kind of like anaerobic power and anaerobic endurance, honestly. So doing some stuff related to that, I think is something I want to continue to keep in my programming year round, because when I get away from it too far, I can catch myself when I get back to it just really, really struggling. And I did like this Olympic lifting or this CrossFit little phase has some Olympic lift focus on 2 or 3 of the days. So here is snatch balances, which these look horrible. So it was 3 sets of 3 at 185. I hadn't done these in forever, as well as hadn't done overhead squats in forever. My upper back and shoulder mobility is screaming at me doing these. So something that I'm finding I need to continue to work on. I think that overhead and upper back mobility is obviously going to help in things like the hammer throw when you're trying to really extend. And then we have hang power snatches here. I don't know if this was supposed to be a hang full. I adjusted a lot of stuff personally in this programming to what fit me better. So this is a hang power snatch, 5 doubles at 185. I don't know if I've recorded them all. Then we had some push press, 3 sets of 5, and I did them from 205 up to 225, and some push jerks, which I don't know if I recorded any of those either. I think I dropped the push jerks down a little bit just because of it was a lot of abuse on the upper back and the shoulders. And there's not much else video footage. Didn't do much else, I think, on this day. Don't have anything from the Wednesday. Thursday, we've got a set of deadlifts coming up. I did 5x5 on the deadlifts and 5x5 box jumps paired together. And then I did a double WOD day on this day to make up for what I missed. So the first one was a power snatch, pull-ups, and burpee box jump. And yes, I hate burpees, and yes, I did them. And then there was a ski and dumbbell snatch. So it was I can't remember the distance on the ski. It's coming up here in a minute. And then a dumbbell snatch. And like I said, no throwing this week. Just kind of taking a little bit of step back from the throwing because of the intensity of all the WOD stuff and beating up my body. It's a different abuse. And so you kind of have to waive your training and take what you can with what you got. Sometimes you maybe take throwing a step back. It's kind of my off season. Even though, I'll be honest, I came into this off season saying I wanted to throw more. But here's this whole workout. So started with some ab stuff. Here's the deadlifts and the box jumps. Then you can see my time over there, 15 minutes and 20 seconds for a 15 power snatches at 95 pounds, 10 pull-ups, and 5 burpee box jumps. And then the ski was a 20-calorie ski, followed by dumbbell snatches, alternating hands with the 50-pound dumbbell, 13 minutes and 20 seconds. So about 30 total minutes of work there on that. But I kind of wanted to elaborate a little bit more on some of these ideas of what my training's looking like or going to look like for the offseason in the next little bit. So I do have a cruise coming up in 2 weeks. So that's going to be a week off of everything. So kind of push till then and then revamp after that. And it's funny how priorities change, and it took something like it took doing either working on a fire, took kind of doing some drilling stuff to realize like how out of cardiovascular shape I was at work. And I said, man, I really need to adjust my priorities. As much as I'd love to focus on throw, I've got to do some stuff that is going to relate to the job. And to keep me, I have a 25-year career that I ain't got 25 years left in the Highland game. So it sucks to kind of take that step back. I think it's going to be good for my body. I had every single intention of saying I'm going to throw a lot more this year in the off season. I'm not going to take a break. I kind of did last year. I probably threw more last year than this year. And I said that this year I was going to throw more than I did last year. Absolutely not the case. Just kind of a little bit of a priority shift. And/or I call it burnout just from go all year long. But like recording this video right now, like looking back, because it's now January when I'm recording this video for November. I hate that I took the time off from throwing, but I can't regret it. Hopefully the body is healed up and I get a little bit more itch and excited to throw. But if you are a newer thrower, if you guys have followed this series for whatever reason throughout the whole year, one, I appreciate your support. This is not done. I still have a few more videos and all that. And I'm going to keep doing it in 2025 because I kind of enjoy it as being able to kind of look back at some stuff as well myself. A little selfish plug there. But I will continue to be doing these. I kind of hope that you guys enjoy kind of the ebbs and flows that I talk about. I do a lot of the voiceover stuff to really teach the why behind this stuff. So without me rambling for forever, if you guys have watched this long of the video, you've obviously enough of a fan that I hope you are subscribed. I do like the subscriber number. We hit 1,500, so the next goal is 2,000. And yeah, I get nothing out of doing these videos, let's be honest. Shout out Hossware, as always. But no sponsorships, no nothing. Just trying to do this to give back to the games. I used to watch a lot of footage when I was coming up through the games, learning stuff. So I hope you guys take a lot away from this, from a learning perspective of why I do what I do. Because I'm not the most talented, not the most gifted, not the biggest, not the strongest. I don't even think I work the hardest. Maybe I try hard. But thank you guys for the support this far. I got to quit rambling. Let's get another video out so you guys, I got to catch up on this. See ya.